Look, if you've been prompting for 45 minutes trying to get an AI generated video that looks like it was shot on an iPhone and it still looks like a dentist office stock photo, I'm gonna save you a lot of time in this video. The pattern I keep seeing is that the people that are struggling the most with AI are treating it as a prompting problem. And it's not, it's a visual problem. But hey, my name is Camilla, I run Epic Ads Lab, where we've made ad creators that have spent over $100 million on Meta and produced 25,000 ad creators across 70 plus brands over the last year alone. So by the end of this video, you'll have a complete workflow to get native looking AI B-roll in under 5 minutes. And I promise you, it's a lot easier than you think. Now, here's what most people do when they try to make realistic lifestyle B-roll for an ad. They open up an AI tool and they type something like 35mm cinematic shot, shallow depth of field, lifestyle, look realistic, realistic skin tones, and they hit generate. And this is what they end up getting. Like the footage ends up too sharp, the colors are too saturated, the skin looks plasticky, and you get that AI look that looks like slop. What do most people do? They use that as a reference, they prompt more, they say more realistic, they say make it look like an iPhone shot, and it just doesn't work. But here's the thing, and this is the shift that will change everything for you. Prompting is a text tool, and the problem you're trying to solve is a visual one, which means you need to improve your references for the visuals. Now, I went to Amsterdam to do a 3-day talk to a massive agency on how to make realistic content, and here's something that I said. Referencing. You want to source realistic images and videos so that everything gets locked in terms of a style. So this was a reference that I got, and this was the AI recreation. If we just one-shot it on AI does what we call hallucinations. So it just comes up with random things that you might be like, oh, this was kind of cool, but not really what I wanted. So you go back and you change the prompt a few times. You're like, I don't know. What we have with references is we speed up the process for us to get the result that we want. When real iPhone footage looks native, it's not because of what you're writing in a sentence. It's the lighting, the angle, the slight motion blur. It's also the flat color profile, the way light goes through the shots. It's to do with camera settings in the phone, which just looks like an iPhone video. And we're all used to seeing that online. Those are visual properties and you can't prompt it. It's very difficult, especially if you try to reverse prompt something by putting an image on ChatGPT and saying, write me a prompt for this. It just can't do it. And now that you understand that, the workflow becomes obvious. It's no longer about prompt stacking, but reference stacking. So let me show you how to get realistic videos. So imagine you're running an ad for a skincare brand and you need a bathroom mirror selfie. Someone testing a new moisturizer, for example. The first thing you want to do is you want to open Pinterest and search for the shot style you need. Don't prompt the scene. Instead, just search bathroom mirror selfie and find the real photo with the lighting and framing that you want. Now, the number one rule when it comes to realistic images is you want to avoid depth of field. In this camera here, this is a real camera. Like we have the background blur and it looks good, it looks professional. We don't always want that. Unless you're doing some kind of authoritative video, what you actually want is that it needs to look flat. It needs to look like it was shot on a phone. So any reference image you use, make sure there is no blurry backgrounds. Become the anti-blurry background person. For example, this one here. We've actually done already 80% of the work. All we have to do now is take this to our AI model, like Max Fusion in this situation, and we want to basically change some elements of it because obviously you don't want to rip an image off online. You want to use Nano Banana Pro. Do not use Nano Banana 2. Yes, is the newest model, but it's not really doing a good job when it comes to realistic looking images, just based on the fact that Nano Banana Pro was trained on a lot of iPhone images, so it has a better reference bank. Ask it to make the person look older, younger, change the hair color, make it look different, or maybe even change some part of the setting. But regardless of what you do, you end up getting a better result. Now here is where you can go crazy. You can put your product in it, you can change the character, whatever you want to do, and then this becomes your base image. The scene is right, the lighting matches. Whenever you want to do other B-roll shots, whenever you want to change this person's location, you use this as your character reference because it has the lighting and everything locked in. This is the foundation. Now, by the way, this is one of many things I teach inside my school community at Creators Lab. My goal is to win the school game. So if you want to support and also learn the prompts, the frameworks, have me roast your ads every single week, and also get new ad creative types and inspirations multiple times a month, then you'll click the link below to join Ad Creators Lab and join other e-com brands. But now that you have your base image and now you've changed the locations with that same character consistency, now we want to turn it into a video. Most people, they take an image reference and they use Google Veo 3 because they've seen videos of it. But Google Veo 3 sucks because it does this weird thing where it makes any skin look plasticky. The voice sounds like it's in a tin can. There are actually only two models that I will use. One of them is very expensive, one of them is not. The first is Kling 3.0 Pro. Kling 3.0 Pro has the best textures on skin and does a very good job at animating the these types of images that look like it's shot on an iPhone. You can see here, it looks so real, and it's only because of the reference and Kling 2.6. But if you want the absolute best shots, you want to use Sora 2 Pro, because now, especially inside Max Fusion, you can use Sora 2 Pro with a reference to actually make the video go. And it's an example of what it looks like. Now, whenever you add the prompts inside the videos, you want to make sure that you're describing the action as it's happening. You don't want to say, make the person do this, have the person do that. You want to say, the person is doing this, the camera is doing that. Don't do cinematic camera movements like a slow push-in or an orbit. Most of the times, it's just a slight camera shake, static image, or handheld selfie video. Don't add anything else on top like, oh, make it look realistic. Don't do any of that. Just say something like handheld video of woman shopping shot on an iPhone. And that's it. I know it's different to what other people are talking about online, but trust me, from all the ads that we have made, this is the best way to get consistent looking videos like this. So if you're burning a lot of time and money on prompts and all these sites and not getting the right results, it really just comes down to getting really good references. But look, iPhone type UGC videos are not the only ones that are going to scale your account. You need to try a lot of different types of videos, which is why you want to watch this video right here, where you can learn a new ad creative style that is absolutely crushing it for brands. And if you want the exact prompts, the systems that we use are our agency, click down below and join Ad Creators Lab, and I'd love to see you in there. Peace.